Hello, hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Sunday. Hello, guys. So good to finally be back. We were just having a little bit of a neighborhood watch moment. We have a house that was vacant from Christmas, not last year, the year before. Anyway, some teenage kids were in it. And then all of a sudden this truck and dad and anyway, so we were just like all this excitement. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go live at 4. So anyway, so good to be with you guys. Finally, the last live I did was on January 14th, which is just crazy. And I know I need to turn on my monitor. So excuse my reach here. Let's see if that will turn. See my nice scar? My nice scar from my melanoma. Anyway, forgot to turn my monitor on so I can make sure that we're always on screen or that I'm always on camera. Yes, we live in a very quiet neighborhood. There might be 50 homes max in our neighborhood. So thank you for sprinkling, Janet. Let me go up and see who all is on. Hello, Chris and Sandra and Janet and Mary and Kathy. And I saw over on YouTube, we're streaming on YouTube and my Sandy McTeer Designs page. So thanks for joining me, guys. Peg and Mina and Kay and Deb and Letitia and Patrick. Bonjour. For a little while, right? Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. I really have missed being with you guys and just, I haven't had the time to, other than with my membership group, haven't really had a lot of time to come up with something that's, a pattern packet or a lesson or something like that. But one of my favorite things to do is just kind of wing it. And see what happens. And you guys get to follow along as I'm figuring out what the heck it is I'm going to do and create something. So, but, I love to play with mixed media techniques. And so hopefully something I share with you guys today will inspire you to get out your paint and your brushes and your supplies that maybe you've not used and maybe not used in the way that I use them and give it a go. So, oh, goodness me. But yes, it feels like forever since I've been here. Oh, thank you, Janet. I washed it. Oh, thank you. My hair looked really sad about 2 hours ago, Kathy. So, too funny. Hello, Brenda. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about coming your way. Next month, we are going to Charleston for a little 4 or 5 day getaway. Excuse me. I don't know what it is, this little tickle that I still have in my throat that I cannot get rid of, this cough, but it's better. So, hello, Carol. Hi, Barb. Hi, Donna. So good to see you on. Hi, Gail. And Carol. Okay, I missed you guys too. I missed you too. So, first person on YouTube and the first person on Facebook that commented, y'all message me, private message me, email, go to my website, all the ways that you can get a hold of me, and let me know what e-packet you want, what free e-packet that's on my website right now. And on YouTube, it was Peg, Branda Y. I ran out of space. And on Facebook, Chris Avola. And my pen started to go out too. So anyway, hello, Denise. I did send some suggestions for Charleston. I thank you very much, Brenda. I saw those. Yes, I've written those down. And I'm looking forward to it. Hello, Sue. Hi, Rebecca. Hello, Lynn. Linda. Oh, I cannot wait for Chattanooga. I'm going to share with you guys my, I brought my projects over so I can share that with you. So if you're not familiar with me, and this is your first time here, I'm Sandy McTeer. Welcome to my studio. This is Sundays in the studio with me when I'm here on a Sunday. And this is the first one since January 14th, which February just got away from me, guys, between a seminar and your hair always looks, oh, thank you, Kay. You're welcome, Chris. Hello, Bonnie. So anyway, February just, I don't know, it's been a very busy month. And it's usually one of my slower months, but February has just been like a freight train just going 90 to nothing. So Anyway, but if this is your first time, let me know. I'm excited that you're here. You get to watch me play and create and wing it and figure out what it is that I'm gonna do. Talk with my hands. Hi, Bev. The other thing is on YouTube and on Facebook. On Facebook, there's stars. You can send stars. On YouTube, you can hit that little money button at the bottom when you comment. That money is donated to the World Central Kitchen. So anything that you guys donate goes to that, and I greatly appreciate you for that. So so bummed I missed you while you were, oh, I know, Loretta, I missed seeing you too. And one of our really good friends from Iceland, when we were stationed in Iceland, lives in the same city I was just at, and I didn't realize that. So hello, Karen from Meaford. My Sundays have been boring without you. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, my Sundays unfortunately have been so busy. But hi, Heidi. Hi, Robin. Okay. Hi, Pat. Anyway, so I haven't decided what I'm going to create on. Either a journal page. I grabbed this 6x9 gesso panel. I love these gesso hardboards by Jack Richardson. There's their website. So let me put that to the camera because I don't have that on anything. But richardsonart.com. Anyway, it's a great, nice surface to paint on. But again, I haven't decided because, again, I'm winging it. So let's get started real quick. I want to show you. So the Art Expo in Chattanooga is this June. That's the information on it. And where is that is the website. Hello, Elizabeth. I know I've been a stranger, right? It's been crazy busy, but that's good. Busy is good. Okay. So I'm thinking the panel too, Loretta. I don't know. I just grabbed it last minute. I grabbed my art journal too. But anyway, let me show you the... so one of the projects that I'm teaching in Chattanooga is this Welcome Fall that has ginkgo leaves and sunflowers, and I love those colors together. So that's one of my projects, one of my classes, I should say. Tracy Moreau and I are teaching a mystery mixed media class that is going to be so much fun. This is another class that I'm teaching. It's Let It Snow, and they're all dimensional. And this one has a lot of cool techniques with shading, using liquid glass, snow text. So, and then of course, glitter, glitter makes everything better, right? So I've got to move these. Thank you, Karen. It's good to be back. All right, the next one is my Marion Bright, and he is a fun, textured, little guy he was fun to paint. Anyway, so that's another class I'm teaching. And then Oklahoma is another convention. So let me get that up there. If you're not familiar with OKC Painting Palooza, there's their website. You can go to that. That's a painting convention in August. Janet Roach, thank you so much for donating the stars. I greatly appreciate that. I could not give that away without y'all, so thank you so much. Okay, so this is what I'm teaching in Oklahoma. I was shocked to see that one of my classes sold out on the first day, but they've added more classes. So I'm doing this grateful, I was gonna do pumpkin spice, but I kind of did that without doing that, with it being a coffee cup type thing. And then I'm doing a Gerber Daisy tote bag, which is fun to paint. Lots of cool techniques with shading and stuff on fabric. And then this is the one that sold out that they added more space to, my Merry Christmas plaque. And so that's dimensional. But oh my gosh, so many techniques and cool things to paint on that one. And then I'm doing an art journal. So let me move that so I don't knock it out of the way. Okay, the other thing is I love to share. Thanks so much, Molly Ann. I love that cup too. All right. Yes, I cannot wait to meet Kathy. With so many of you guys that are going to be in Chattanooga, I'm thrilled that this convention is doing well. I have a Band-Aid on my finger, so it's not letting me move my screen. Excuse me. Okay, so I always share the journal pages I've done with my group. So I have a membership group. If you're not familiar, you can find out more information on my website, which is at sandymcteardesigns.com. And y'all don't forget, when you order, you can use that discount code for 10% off. Sale prices from Christmas are still up. So I haven't gotten around to changing them, which is horrible, but you know what? Better for y'all. Okay, so this was my word of the year. And so with my membership group, I just sat there and created and painted and asked for suggestions and whatnot. And I'll probably do the same with you guys today. Like, should I do this color, this, anyway. So this was my word of the year. And then the challenge for them was to create an art piece that you could have out all year long. So I got this piece at Hobby Lobby. It had like a crown, like you wear on the top of your head, not a crayon. Anyway, there's a sped up lesson on my YouTube channel showing you how I created this one. So pretty much a duplicate of that with some minor differences. But again, I can keep this out all year, and it reminds me that my word this year is to focus. How many of y'all have any issues with that? So, oh, thank you, Patrick. I love that one. And then I've also been playing with the Deco Earth products. I love the coverage. So I was just playing around with some things. We're doing a make and take at NAMTA, which is the big creative show in New Orleans next month. And so I'm teaching that. And then I'll show you my shoe in a minute. But so this was our first lesson of the year. And then we did this one, which, oh my goodness gracious, one of the ladies in my membership group took this to furniture and did these 2 end tables. It was stunning. Cecilia Buys. If you were on, share that picture because it was absolutely gorgeous. Yes. Has it helped, Molly Ann? Somewhat, I have to say yes. But just like Loretta said, squirrel, that's me. I'm kind of all over the place. Anyway, and then we did this one for Valentine's Day. I wanted to do something with puffy hearts that were very dimensional. And then just the other night, we played around, again, with some stencils and different things, and layering stencils. And I created this, like, I think our lesson was like less than an hour. And then on the back of my journal that I did my dragonfly, I went ahead and just did a butterfly page. Anyway, so this journal is almost full, and I'm going to have to move on to the next one. So anyway, all those lessons are recorded live with me while I do them, and then recorded in my membership group. And there's over 175 lessons, guys, that you could have access to if you join us. Now, the other thing is, I'm going to come back up here. Caught part of that, adorable. So much to do, so little time, right? Hi, Nancy. So for NAMTA, again, which is a big show in the United States with a lot of the craft companies, art companies, more fine art, but more crafters are joining in because they used to have two separate ones. It was Creativation or CHA and then NAMTA. Anyway, long story short, if you own a business, if you're a painter and you teach classes, you can join NAMTA. Just go to NAMTA, NAMTA.com. Anyway, for the Dynasty booth, they sent many artists, tennis shoes to paint, and I got to paint one of my favorite people's shoes for her, and I love them so much, I want a pair of my own. So let me come down here and I'll show you what I did. So, oh, thank you, Monica. I hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow. Anyway, so I did these shoes. They sent us the shoes. They had white laces and I switched them out. But I don't know, she wanted maybe something geometric, abstract, colorful, but she likes my girls. So I did a little bit of everything, but I want a pair now, but I'm not going to repaint them. Let me just say. They were a labor of love, but I am not repainting them. Okay, let's get started. Like I said, I grabbed my art journal. This is my go-to art journal. I love it for many reasons. Hello, Linda Sharp. What are the new deco art colors? Are they the earth colors? No, the new deco art colors are available now. You can find them at decoart.com, of course. And you can use that discount code for 20% off. And guys, if you spend over $49, I think the shipping is free. Oh, now in our neighborhood, we've got cop cars and several trucks, and these two teenagers are in trouble for something. Anyway, let me get that off there. Okay, so I love this journal because I can take my pages out, create, and then put them back in. Otherwise, if you can't take the page out, you get paint on the other pages, yada, yada, yada. So, and it is my place to play. But I am thinking I might do this panel instead. Love the sneaker, but would frame it, not wear it. Oh, that's a good idea, Linda. So, yes, I love the black shoelaces. Every day, Monica, I look at my schedule for my members to see whose birthday is it. And if you guys have shared it with me, I do like to share, happy birthday wishes. So I'm just looking at my window, being a nosy neighbor, but alrighty. I want to go tell my husband. He'd be out there looking. Okay, so this is a pre-gessoed, and it's got some nice tooth to it, but I am going to give it a little bit more. I'll move that out of the way. I do have a new stencil on my website. Lets me find it. It's this multi-sized butterfly, 6x6. And I think I'm going to use that today, but I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do. We're just going to see where this goes, but I'm going to zoom in so that you can see a little better. And, oh, thank you, Kathy. I love the shoes. I can't wait for her to wear them and hopefully get lots of compliments on them. So, okay, I'm going to grab my favorite gesso. I carry this. I only carry products that I love. And I don't carry all of DecoArt's products, but I do have the media line. So what I love about this, it's not grainy. It does help if you wipe off the edges because, that can get dry and crusty like that. And you don't want that in your gesso. But I'm going to give this a little bit more texture because right now it's just flat. So I love to do that with a palette knife and gesso. And I'll do a thin layer because I don't want to be here for 30 minutes drying while you guys have to watch. And I don't want to cover the whole surface, but I just want to get a little bit of texture. Okay, so letting it skip and stutter is just going to give you a really cool, interesting background. Another way to get that texture, use a brayer. And a brayer is going to kind of pucker and give you some really cool effects as well. Haven't done that in a while. Alrighty, you always want to wipe off your palette knife. So yes, Deb, I did use the, I used the Stylin and also the So Soft. So, because part of the shoes were leather, there wasn't a big painting space on them. Monica, Sandy's membership group is amazing for those on the fence, and Sandy's an amazing person, and you'll love being in her tribe. Oh, thank you, Monica. I'm very, very blessed. I love our group and our creative community. You guys are all such great cheerleaders for everyone. Okay, so let me hold that up so that you can see. So when we start getting paint on that, you're going to get some really cool effects. Let's dry it though. And this might take a second. Okay. I'm just using that Ranger heat tool. Guys, be really careful by, not putting your hand over the vent. It can get super hot and it causes it not to vent out the back, and it just might flame if you do that. So try real hard not to cover that vent when you're painting or using it, drying your piece. So this is a little fun process of watching paint dry, right? At least it's a little bit faster with this thing and it's not a jet engine noise like you get with some hair dryers. So because I've not joined you guys since January, right? Yeah, my last live was the 14th of January. Germany was amazing. I definitely missed having my friend Tracy there in the booth. We had some great times at those shows, especially overseas. Just, you know, looking at trends, looking at different products. And I don't know about y'all, but, you know, being around creative people, watching creative people, it just energizes you. And so I know that I get that from coming on and painting with you guys, even if it's just winging it. Even more so with my membership group, and then also, you know, travel teaching, which I absolutely love to do. You just get around those creative people and those ideas just start flowing and firing off, and yeah, I love it. Okay, so I have a couple places that still need a little drying. What did you put on the panel? Yep, gesso. Thank you. Let me just get a picture for you. I put gesso. I also like how thick this one is. You can get some gessos that are way too thin. Oh, now the troops are leaving out there. Goodness me. Okay. But I do like how thick this is because you get that stutter. There's a little bit of body to it. I could even put it through stencils or over stencils. So Linda had a question about bringing, you know, it probably is not a bad idea to bring your dryer with you. They're not always going to be available for you to use in the class. It just depends. Oops. See, that wasn't dry. I just stuck my finger in it. So let's dry that because it'll move when we go to put paint on it. When I taught at World of Color many years ago, I taught a special event for Deco Art. There were 27 people in the class. The majority of them had hair dryers. And we took out the whole downstairs of the Hyatt Hotel. All the classrooms, the lights went out. Teachers were coming out of doors because the whole first floor lost power because of me. And the 26 people in the room that were blow drying. So you don't always have that option to have everybody's, but it certainly is nice to have several in the room that people can go to. Outlets are always a thing. You never know. But in those rooms, the majority of times they have it, you know, enough outlets. But again, you wouldn't want to have, you know, 12 of them going at the same time. All right, I think that is good and dry. I feel like a jet lag. Yeah, that really, excuse me, that really kicked my tail coming back from Germany this time. And I don't know why. It really did. I had jet lag for several weeks. To get back on schedule was difficult. Right, good point. Chris said she wouldn't bring a noisy hair dryer, but maybe the heat tool. Oh, Kathy did it. It blew the circuits. Yeah. Okay. I'm thinking I just grabbed a handful of paints. I was kind of thinking maybe neutral background with some blue. I don't know. We're gonna play and have fun. This is almondine. And then I will get a big brush. Where's my big brush? This is my well-loved, can you tell how well-loved that brush is? This is my base coating brush. This is my big project brush. I love this brush. It's a black gold flat wash. So I'm going to get my brush wet, pick up some of that paint. I don't want it to be real dark. So I think what I might do is come back in with a baby wipe and take some of that down just a little. But the cool thing with mixed media, guys, I hear quite often, oh, you just put that layer down, now you covered it up. That's one of the fun things about it, is just playing and creating and layering and seeing all the different layers, like on my piece. You know, if you watch that come together in the time lapse, where it ended up from where it started is so totally different. And again, that's just one of the great things um, about layering and creating and using things that you have. Oh, I love that color difference. So it's just paper towel. I am going to get a baby wipe. And on that page, and also on that focus art piece that I did, take a little bit off there, and then I'll put a little bit more back on, but not that dark. I used some paper that Kathy McAllister sent me. That was beautiful. It was redesigned by Prima, and then the paper I grabbed today to use, I grabbed two. One is Patricia Rawlinson, and I don't know if she sells paper anymore, but creativeartslifestyle.com or Studio R12. But anyway, she's got some beautiful paper, but I grabbed a piece that I was given in Germany, and it's made in Spain. It's absolutely beautiful. So I grabbed that too, just to see if I'm gonna do something with it. Oh, thank you, Kathy, for putting that on there. Yes, I love that rechargeable lamp. So that was a 1-inch, Linda, that was a 1-inch black gold flat wash. So they were made, I guess, for watercolor, but I love them for everything. Again, it's a great base coating brush, covers a lot of real estate. Okay, so that's still a little wet there. All right, now I think I've got to get out maybe some of my faves. So maybe cobalt turquoise and cobalt teal. And these are in the media line. You don't need a lot of them. They're highly pigmented, absolutely gorgeous colors. Do yourself a favor, get rid of those. Your bottle will close like it's supposed to and not dry out your paint. Okay, and then I'm also going to get out some Dari-Lied Yellow. I always say that this color sounds better if you say it with a southern accent, so like Dari-Lied Yellow. Get out a little bit of that. And I think right now, quinacridone gold. I love this color palette. Oh, I don't want burnt umber. Let me see if I have asphaltum. I'm not. Do I not have it? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to use it since that's what I grabbed. I'm not a big fan of burnt umber. I like raw umber. So much so that I think I have to grab it. Yes, I have it right here. I'm not a big burnt umber fan. It's very ashy and just not a pretty color. That needs to be mixed. So let's shake that up. Okay, so now let's see, what am I going to do? Febreze for the stinky feet. Breathe Right strips, right? So fun. I love the media line too, Denise. I carry it. I love it. I use it all the time. It is my go-to preferred paint. All right, I'm thinking, do I want a baby wipe? I think I'm gonna use a baby wipe. And just wrap it around my fingers. Get a little bit of that cobalt turquoise. Just kind of do that. Kind of like a little shimmying around of color. I can do some spritzing to move it around even more, which I think I'll do. I love Laguna, Peacock Teal. Yep, all those colors are awesome. I would say any of those. I started with the darker one, so like Laguna or Peacock Teal, and then Bahama Blue can be your next. And we'll just see where this goes. I'm not going to play with it too long, but, you know. Like I said, the great thing about mixed media is you just layer it on, see where it goes, play, allow yourself to play and have fun. All right, so I think I'll just move that part of the paper, baby wipe over, and I just picked up some of that cobalt teal hue, but I do want to dry that first layer. We don't want to make mud, so drying in between. I know that light seems like it's a bit bright. It won't when we start getting more color on there. Thank you, Janet. Appreciate that. Right? Isn't that pretty texture? I especially love things like right there. It's just going to get deeper and prettier, and we'll do something to cover that smudge with my fingerprints. All right. And then I think I'll take that baby wipe, a little bit of cobalt teal hue, just brighter, not as much. Keep some of that darker in there. I don't know, I want some on this corner, but not too much. You know, I'm thinking maybe a little bit lighter there. There. All right, let's dry that. Hi, Donna. Deb, you're absolutely hilarious. I love that. Mr. Munchmouth. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, is a smacker, or someone that smacks gum or pops gum or eats with their mouth open. I have an issue with noises. Okay, I think I'm going to take a brush now, and I'm going to, is this dry? Yeah. Let's dry a little more up there. Thinking about putting some of this Dairy Light yellow in, but stenciling it on. Maybe just a little here and there. So load it up, wipe it off. Kind of help that along a little. It's just water that's almost out of water. Don't be afraid to use those fingers. Okay. It's such an intense color, isn't it? But of course, we don't want to keep all that. So we are going to let it drip. I'll grab a paper towel. Great thing too about these panels, although that mixed media art journal paper that I use in that in and out journal really takes some abuse of liquid, because I tend to use that water to get things moving. And then just a paper towel. Just going to kind of soften it here and there. But let those drippy drips happen. Let that kind of move around. So you almost get a little bit of that green. You see the blues, you see the yellow, you can still see that almondine, which is a pretty color. And then let's dry that. Oh, before we dry it, I'm going to splatter some paint. So number 8, get some of that quinacridone gold. Gorgeous color. I think I need a little more water. You want more water than paint, and I'm just going to move that around. All right. So this is the paper, guys, that collage paper that I have that, oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. I was looking at the bottom of it to see if I could find out where it was made. It's made in Spain, but I don't remember the company because obviously that's been torn off. But I'll have to find it and I'll put it in the description later because I know my friend Christy that brought it to me in Germany will know. Okay. So again, so I dried it a little bit, but then lifted it up because again, that paint will still move, giving you some really cool drippy drip effects. Just soften that just a little. Okay. It is rice paper. Mom speak, the gum chewing girl. Yes. My favorite Sunday activity is watching Sandy freeform create. Utterly fascinating. I always go, oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. It really is one of my favorite things to do. Not really have a bunch in mind. Like I said, I had a couple ideas of what I wanted to maybe use as far as colors. But I don't know where this is going to go. And you guys are going to watch it come along just as I'm doing it. And again, thank you for that. And I hope it inspires you guys to get that brush, those brushes out, the paint out, and use the supplies you don't have. It's one thing I really do try and share in my membership group is, you know, how I use the product, why I use the product. All right. So, cool little color combination. We got a little face going on right here. See the eyes, the nose, and the smirky mouth? Okay. I'm going to, I think I'm going to stencil. This is CD Wood stencil. So cdwood.com. And I know I have theirs somewhere. But anyway, cdwood.com. And I love this script, but I kind of want this maybe up there. And we'll just get a little something in the background. I am going to use that raw umber. Nope, that was the burnt umber, Sandy. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's almost black. It's because it's not mixed up well. There we go. Yeah. Right, do you see the face? With a little smirky mouth. All right, so let's get, just use the same stencil brush. So it's got that brown in it, a little bit of that Diary Light yellow. And I don't want all the stencil. I just want a little bit of interest. And then I'll move it to kind of see. Again, nothing major, nothing solid. It's just another layer in that mixed media creation that will, some of it will be seen, some will completely go away, others will be stand out. Okay. All right, that's a little too much. So baby wipe will get rid of it. Okay, so I'm loving that. The yellow is very bright for me right now, but I think in doing the decoupage with the tissue paper, it's really going to bring that down. The rice paper, actually. So I have, this is the sheet. It's stunning. And I think I want to go, I have to see how it's going to lay. I think I'm going to do maybe here, and then I'll put a flower up there. But one of the best ways to tear this, oh, this stencil was backwards. Yes, because I wanted that up there in the corner. So, but you really can't read any of it, so it's all gibberish. All right, let's move that out of the way. And I think I'm going to kind of capture this. I love this flower right here. Maybe that rose. We'll come around maybe to that white flower. And we'll see what stays, okay? You know, some things might have to be torn off, but we'll get a pretty good idea of what we're going to use. So let me just tear that to the water line. There we go. And then in rice paper has those little fibers that go through it. So unlike tissue paper where it's going to tear, you're going to get that fibrous edge, and I love that. So but I really want to keep that flower, so I'm going to try and keep my finger over it so I don't take too much of it away. There we go. And then we'll take a little bit here. Isn't that just gorgeous paper? There's so many places, guys, though, that you can get collage paper, napkins, you know, and separate the layers. That's a huge trend to do. I don't use napkins often, but I have. All right, let's see. I think I want to cut that off right there. All right, let's lay this out and see how it's gonna play for us. Do I want, ooh. Okay, I think I want the big flower there. Or do I want the big flower there? Big flower at the top, big flower at the bottom. Y'all help me decide. I do like that white flower up there. See, a lot of it's going to kind of sink in until I bring it out with some shading. But what do we think? Big flower at the top, big flower at the bottom. Papers for you. Thank you so much, Patrick. And yes, Denise, that stencil, it was backwards. Bottom, bottom, top, bottom. Thank you for the stars, Tina. Okay, we're going with that. So my favorite to decoupage, to glue, you can put this between layers. Sometimes I will do my journal pages with it just to act as a barrier with the paint. But is DecoArt's matte medium. So get a big brush, 3/4, and I'm just going to slap that on, and I'm going to do the whole panel for a couple reasons. I want to make sure that I get every inch of that paper down. If you put down collage paper or tissue paper or, you know, a quote or something, and it doesn't, and you get a big bubble, you can always take an X-Acto knife and slit it and then put your medium underneath. But I do try to be generous with it. And I'm just going to let those go right off the edge. Right off the edge there. Okay. See, the other thing is, if I decided to, I could always flip it over. But I do like that bigger flip. It just anchors at the bottom there. Alrighty. Let's tear that off. Typically, I'll wait for it to dry, and then you can take a sanding block and sand it right off. So let's go ahead and dry that. And I don't care if it gets wrinkles or texture, okay? I love wrinkles. Not on me, but on my paper. But, you know, even that edge, that gray, with all that white graining through it is such a pretty little touch. You definitely want your matte medium to dry. If your matte medium does not dry and you paint over it, it just sticks. So make sure your matte medium is always dry before you paint the next layer. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Margarita. Hi, Charlene. Yep, bottom it was, right? Okay. Okay. Now, remember I said that yellow is a little in my face. It's a little too much, so I'm going to tone it down a little. I have two ways of doing that. Sometimes I'll take a wash of gesso and gesso over it. Let me also get my sanding block. And it does help if you go down the edge. Just get a nice clean little separation from there. That's still quite wet, so it's not coming off, but I'll get it later. Okay, so back to the toning something down. Sometimes I will take gesso, a little bit of water, and tone that down. But one thing I do when I use collage paper is I do like to come in with my finger mostly and just get right along that edge where that paper is. It helps it become like part of your background instead of looking like it's paper, if that makes sense. And then I'll add some paint to that as well. But just kind of put it on the piece and then right onto that paper. And you can use a brush if you want to, but it's a lot more fun to use your fingers. Okay, let's dry that. Hello, Eileen. Thank you, Janet. Yes, it's that postmark script collage stencil from CD Wood. Hello, Faye. Chris has some great stencils. She has great products. She also carries the new Decor colors, if you're looking for those. Okay, thinking I want a little bit more of that brown. But not heavily. Like that's a little too heavy. So just on a palette knife. Get a little bit more out. My dirty paper towels here. So I do like it when it stutters. So when you load up that palette knife, just kind of run it on your back and forth on your palette so that you don't have a whole bunch, or you get more of a solid instead of that stutter. And that's what I was going for right there. Is that little stutter. Really get that corner. And then maybe some of that quinacridone gold. Ooh, pretty, but too much. Again, I was thinking in my head, just something a little more earthy and muted. And after doing those shoes, which are so colorful and bright, I don't know. I was thinking I'll just go a little bit more earth tone on this piece. So, okay. Now, I am going to dry this and then just show you another little thing. Wait, I said I'm going to dry it, and actually I'm going to get a little more raw umber. Just kind of in those corners. Hello, Jessica. Good to see you on. No, I won't be carrying the new colors, the DecoArt new colors. I have some of my favorites, like I carry Asphaltum, the Media line, the neon colors, liquid glass, but no, I'm not gonna carry them. Up until the pandemic, the only thing I carried was the Media line. And then, you know, just make it easier for everyone to get things. I started to bring in more brushes and more colors, but no, there's full-on distributors for that, so. Okay, so I'm gonna take that gesso, a little watered down. Tone it down just a little bit. See how that just knocks it down? And again, that's the thing with mixed media, is that just pushing those things back in to the background, and they might resurface. Never know. Okay. But I do like that kind of stuttery, sketchy edge. Let's get some Payne's Gray. And what color do I want to do for that? I think I will use the quinacridone gold. I'm going to get my favorite stencil. Love it. It's the Tim Holtz stencil. I use it all the time. And we'll just get a little movement. That's what I love most about this stencil, is it just adds movement to your piece. And so this little swirl right here is my favorite on that whole stencil. And I'm not going to do it everywhere. Again, it doesn't have to be solid. I need to do it a little bit darker than that. But see how subtle that is? So let's do a little bit more so you can see it. I'm not sure where I lined it up, but I'm going to line it up there. There we go. Okay. So I love that. Again, just another little layer, movement. Flip your stencil over, get a little movement over here. Again, here, there, everywhere, but not everywhere. Just kind of let that brush move around. I'm gonna get a little bit of coloring. Okay. Oh, I love that. All right, let's do a little stamping. So I grabbed some of my favorite script stamps, well, my butterflies too. But these Tim Holtz, I do love these too. Maybe I can use one of those somewhere. Maybe this one. They're like little architectural pieces. I think I'm going to use that one up in that corner. And then, we're just going to use it with Stays on ink. Hopefully mine are inked up. But I'm going to do this one. So this is from Ledger Script. Move that out of the way. Get all these other ones out of the way. I like that one too, though. That's the hard part, is making that decision. But then just making it and go with it. Okay. So I'm going to ink this up. Hopefully it's, and if you're worried, you can always test it on a piece of paper somewhere. Okay, to make sure it's inked up. And if you don't want it that real strong, then ink it on something and then ink it on your piece. Okay, I like that, but I don't like the line that it gave. So I'm just going to try and get rid of some of that line with color. All right, then I think I will layer that one. Sometimes it helps too if you set a timer. Give yourself just a little bit of time so that you're not thinking about it and then before you know it, you've not created anything. There's no wrong thing in mixed media other than, I would say, too much. So just kind of knowing when to stop. Let's get, but not being afraid to play. Okay, I do love that. And then just a little script. Do I want this one? No, I think I like the movement of that one. And what I mean by movement is not just all straight across. It curves, has a little design going on. Okay, so how fun is that? And all those layers. All right, let's make those flowers pop just a little bit. I think I have one thing I'm going to add, and then we might call that piece done. Shading with my favorite color, black, Payne's Gray, not black, Payne's Gray. I use it for almost everything when it comes to my, my floating. Hydrangeas would be beautiful in these colors. They would, wouldn't they? I love hydrangeas. But the Payne's Gray is softer, and so I'm going to load it on that angle brush on the toe, but then I'm just going to walk it over to the right just a little bit so it's not so harsh. I'd rather go lighter and then come in a little bit darker. Okay, and I don't know that I'm going to use the Payne's Gray on here. I think I'm going to use that quinacridone gold or raw umber. I think that'll just be a little too harsh with that Payne's Gray there. So we'll see. Okay, we'll see how that just makes that area stand out a little bit more. So I am going to rinse that, pick up some of the raw umber. Just go around some of those petals, make them stand out a little bit more. The other great thing about the fluid acrylics is because they're transparent, you can, the majority of them are transparent, you can see through the layers. So there's not a lot of opacity to it, which is nice because you want to see all those, you know, layers below, but still get that impact of floating that color and making things stand out. And then just a messy, loose floater. Nothing major. But look how pretty that whole flower just started to pop, right? Thank you, Nancy. Okay. Do you guys need me to zoom in just a little? Let's zoom in just a little bit more. Okay. And I want to get a little bit in here, more defined. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of improvising. I see some petals, some I don't, so I'm just making them. Joggles, Joggles, I think, is another place to get really nice collage papers. Again, I don't want to go overboard, but I do want some of these to stand out a little more than others. Again, that's just raw umber with a 3/8 faux squirrel angle. If you're wondering what the difference between a black gold angle shader and faux squirrel is going to hold more moisture in the bristles. So you actually get a little bit more floating time with the faux squirrel versus the black gold. Love them both, but I have gravitated back, because I used to use them all the time. I gravitated back to my faux squirrel shaders. I just call them angles, but angle shader. Okay, and let's just get that center grounded a little bit. We'll do the same thing down here. Oh, just look at that. Little touch of paint and how that just changed, grounded that center there for us. All right. Okay, I really want to use that butterfly stencil, but I'm thinking bee or butterfly. So you guys help me. Betty, that's I hear that all the time. So her thing is, my biggest problem is not knowing when to stop problem is not knowing to stop creating. I usually stop too soon and then get mad because it never has the depth I wanted in my head. So this is a good thing. Step away from it, prop it up and look at it. And when you prop it up and look at it, see what's the one thing that your eye goes to first. And then, thank you, Chris. Bee, butterfly. Okay, y'all keep telling me, bee or butterfly. Oh, good, Jessica. That's what I was hoping. That's what I was going for. And the thing with collage paper, it can really help you get those mixed media things done. So I was thinking of bee, but I really was thinking butterfly. Let's see. But yes, so back to the question about knowing when to stop or not knowing when to stop. There are times that I will stop working on something and then the next day I go back to it. And sometimes all it needs is that little touch, that little shading, or my favorite thing. Let's get this one, the cast shadows. Okay. So that little shadow of Payne's gray on the side of that leaf and how it makes it dimensional. Sometimes just that little touch can take your piece to finished and looking, like next level. I'm loving that flower. It looks like a clematis. So I'm going to accentuate those lines. And then I'll read and see what you guys said, butterfly or bee. Because I'm still on the fence. Don't know. The other thing is, when you're doing mixed media, you can always put too much. We know that. Sometimes you can put not enough. So get 5 colors, 3 stencils, and just let yourself play with what you've gotten out. Very minimal supplies, maybe a stamp or 2, and work with what you have. Sometimes the lack of choices will also help you create faster. All right, let's see. Bee fits the flower, butterfly. Better to stop too soon. Yes, absolutely. That's my point too. Better to stop too soon than, okay. I am thinking a bee. Although I really want to use that butterfly stencil. I guess I could use both, right? But no, that's too much. This flower, I think it's just this top, needs a little texture. So we're just going to put a couple little dots on that center there. All right. I think I'm going to lay a butterfly stamp on it and then decide. Very good, Chris Avola. You're so smart. All right. Butterfly. It is pretty with the butterfly. Okay. I'm just going to share what I think a butterfly would be great. Okay. I'm going to use my new stencil. Maybe we'll just kind of keep it minimal. But oh, you know what would be really pretty is a blue. Like, maybe like that, just a punch of color. Purple would even be pretty. Let me think. Dragonfly would be pretty too. Did you use burnt umber for the shadow? I used raw umber. Yes, the raw umber. Okay, I'm thinking this butterfly right here. Although I really do see a bee as well. But this is what we're going with. Okay, let me get my stencil brush. And let's get some white, but I don't want it to be solid. So I'll do a little white. This will just give me a base to build that butterfly on. Yeah. Okay, let's dry that. Or one of the teals. Yes, Dawn, I was thinking about that too. And that probably is what I'm going to use, because when you use things in your background and bring them into the layers forward, it really does marry everything together and looks so pretty. I need a little text or something right there. Okay. But definitely the turquoise would be pretty. So I'll go back to my angle, pick up some of the cobalt turquoise, and I'm not going to do the real elaborate. I'm just going to get some color on those wings, bring it out. Get that shape first. Metallic blue would be pretty too. Absolutely. That's something I really need to start getting back out, are my metallics. I have not used them as much as I used to. I don't know why. You know how you go through those spurts and then you find you're using the same colors. And I was swatching out all the Deco Art reds the other day, and there was a color that I had not used a lot of, tomato red and then cinnamon drop. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that color. Don't know why I haven't used that before. Let's get a little body. Probably do a lot of the details with a pen. Not bore you guys with a liner brush. All right. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Karen. All right, we'll go to that cobalt teal hue, and then maybe a little bit of the ultramarine blue. Get that on the wings just a little bit. Then I think I will do, okay, so this is a number 2 flat. I'm going to get some Payne's Gray, make it really, really, really inky. And we're going to come below and under, and then below. Under, just to lift that butterfly up, and then antenna, antenna. Okay. And then I think I will, let me zoom in just a little bit more so you guys can see that a little bit better. Let's dry it. that is that quinacridone gold on the edge. Yes, I'm pretty partial to butterflies too. I do love me a good butterfly. Thank you, Faye. Yeah, again, just kind of a departure from the other, a pop of color. This is that ultramarine blue. Again, just kind of walk it out. Okay, then I will take my my Deli Mate marker, or you can use any permanent fine tip marker, Identipen, but I am gonna get my antennas first. Well, that one's not working. Let's get another one. I should have grabbed a new one from my stash. There we go. Just loosely outlined. Okay. And then I think I will do all right, I gotta grab another one. A new one, because that's annoying. Hello, where's my new ones? Right here. You can get these on Amazon. And I use them all the time, so. Okay. I'm sure my hair's in the way, sorry. There we go. Okay, and then I just did some little loops. A little edge. Now, if you wing it like that, and you wing it, get it? But if you wing it like that, and you're like, I don't know how I drew that side, how I'm going to do it on the other side, I typically don't care. But let me show you a trick. You can take these vellum Post-it notes. You can lay it here, and I have the sticky side up. Go over it, all your lines. I'm not going to do it because I really don't. I'm not fussed by that. Then you can flip it over, transfer paper, and get the same thing on the other side. But I tend to do the same thing where I'll do these little scroll strokes and then shorter ones and then a little line. And then here's usually a heart with a couple little strokes going around that. Okay, now a couple little touches to that, and then we're going to be done. I'm going to pick up a little white on that brush, just kind of hit those little scroll strokes just to highlight them a little. Do I even have paint on that brush? Didn't look like it. Thank you, Molly Ann. So over on Facebook, Molly Ann shared the link for those Deli Mate pens. They're great. They work really nicely on paper, wood, canvas. I use my Identipens on fabric. I've not used the Deli Mate on fabric, so I don't know if it's permanent like a Identipen. Get a little highlight on his body there. And let's zoom out just a bit. Okay, I think, going to, Molly Ann gave me this idea when she said that quinacridone gold, so I am going to take a little bit of that on my brush, and I'm just going to put it on the outer edge of the wings instead of black. I don't want anything harsh. Nor that bright. Let's see. Do I like that? I like it beside it more than I like it on it. Okay, let's do some splatter. And again, same thing. I like to use colors that I've used in my background, in my splatter. Again, it just brings them forward. Let that sit a minute, but wherever you don't want those dots, get them off while they're wet. And I'll let it sit for a second. Yes, the vellum Post-its I also got on Amazon. Sometimes I just throw them in orders as well. So if you got an order from me, sometimes I just throw a pack of them in there. Okay, I love that blue. I do want to do some white. Again, just to kind of brighten it up just a little here and there, but not everywhere. And again, get that brush with that water. I don't like it if there's just like one dot, one little errant dot of paint. I like it in clusters, and not if I don't want it on a, you know, flower or leaf or whatever. I will take those off. But again, let it sit for a minute. Just lightly press it to kind of stain it. And then does it need a word or a stamp? Or we just leave it like it is? I grabbed this one, but I don't know where I would put it. I think it's too big. I think I'm gonna leave it like it is, with a little touch of Diary Light Yellow. And a little touch of quinacridone gold. Right there. All right. What do you guys think? Word. Hello, Linda. Hello, Miguel. So good to see you on. Hola. All righty. I think, where did you say you get the collage paper? So this collage paper was is made in Spain. I got it, but you can get it at joggles.com, joggles.com. You can get it from Redesigned by Prima. No word. I agree. I love words on a piece too, though. Kathy McAllister, if you're still in the comments, maybe if you have any of that collage paper like I used on mine, or any collage paper, because you also carry the Redesigned by Prima, pop that in the comments on Facebook. I'm having to cook while I watch. Leave it, done, word, leave it, yeah. I like a word. When I tend to do my, my journal pages, I like a word or something to kind of anchor it. But I love how, I mean, that came together so fast, right? In less than an hour. So I love that piece. So I think the only other thing I'm going to do is maybe darken the corners just a little bit, and then hang it up. So thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, and I'll look at it and see if I want to add a word. So thank you, Patrick, on Facebook. He also posted some tissue paper, person for company for the collage paper. I like the rice paper's nice, but I really do like the tissue paper, kind of like the Tim Holtz. I use it all the time. I sell it because I love it. But I do like when it's transparent. So when you can see through the layers and you can see everything you've done underneath, because guys, I mean, I can see my original color, the gesso texture and these flowers and everything. So anyways, okay guys, I hope you got paint on your face, dear. Yes, I do, don't I? Hello. That was, oh well. I hope you guys are inspired. Get your brushes out, get your paint out, do something creative. If you're not feeling it, just grab a surface and base coat it. That momentum of doing something will get you in the mood to create. Thank you, Kathy McAllister posted her website on there so you guys can go look. That's where I got my rose paper for my Word of the Year piece, and I love it. She sent it to me, and I didn't know what it was going to be used for, but that perfect thing. I think that's maybe pen mark instead of paint. So anyway, beauty marks. Oh, I got enough of those. Thank you, Lucy. I hope you're doing well. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And again, don't forget, you can go to my website, which is where? Is that my website? Right there. Don't forget, you can use that discount code. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share. And if you want more information about my membership group, I have some fun things coming up with that soon that you can participate in. But if you want more information about that, go check out my website. Would love to have you join us. We paint 3 to 4 times live every month and have a great time playing and creating with paint. So, all right, I'm going to leave you with this, guys. Have a